Hey, welcome to my GodFit channel. This is just basic Christianity 101, simple topics with simple answers. And today's topic, we're going to talk about aliens and the second rebellion. So quick review. Jesus created both worlds, the spiritual and the physical, and he populated both with his kids. And within the spiritual world, he created 3 levels of heaven. The third heaven is God's throne, aka the mountain or garden of God. The second spiritual heaven is the expanse of stars below the throne but above the earth. And below the second heaven is our earth. Our earth started out as a water world, void and formless. During the age of angels, Lucifer and his fallen angels rebelled and were thrown out of the third heaven and cast to these dark waters, kind of like a prison. This was their new home, but they still had access to the throne of God and to the mountain of God, but it was very limited. Then sometime after that, God decided to replace those rebellious angels with us humans. So Jesus took the scattered waters, gathered them together, and formed our atmosphere, water on top of water. Jesus calls this new atmosphere heaven, the first heaven, Genesis 1, 6-8. Again, these heavens are numbered from a human perspective, not in order of age or creation. Then Jesus created the land, then the physical universe, where all the galaxies, stars, and planets hang, which this universe actually coexists with the spiritual universe, aka the second heaven. Then on earth, Jesus created all the sea and air animals, then all the land animals, then us, mankind. He created us in his own image. That's why we look like Jesus, because Jesus hand-molded us from dirt. Then he breathed in our body, and his breath created our spirit, and when our spirit touched our body, it created our soul. Our souls gives us free will. We are a tripart being, just like God, because again, we were created in his image. Now, sometime in the Garden of Eden, after mankind was created, Satan, Lucifer, took possession of a red dragon and deceived mankind. This animal was not a snake, because God cursed it to live on his belly, Genesis chapter 3. If it was a snake, then that's not much of a curse, since they already crawl on their belly. Plus, in Revelations 12:3 and Revelations 22, Satan is called the red dragon, or the serpent. So, my question is, so did God curse all the dragons that he made? I don't think so. I think maybe just either the whole red species or maybe just that one. I don't know for sure. But we do know that many dragons are mentioned in the Bible after the fall, like in Job, Isaiah, and Psalms. So yes, at one time dragons were real, even red dragons. Anyway, after the garden, about 4,000 years later, Jesus decided to become a man and save mankind. Jesus did this because he loves us, each and every one of us, so much that he died for us. Now, in order to take dominion or full control of earth, according to the law of Genesis, you must have legal rights. You must be born on earth. So Jesus did this. Jesus became a man to save mankind. This is why Jesus is the only way, the only truth, and the only life, John 14. What an amazing God we actually serve. Anyway, when Jesus put on flesh and was born a man, this triggered the second major rebellion. And from these fallen angels, there was a great war in the second heaven, Revelations chapter 12. Since they didn't have much access to the throne of God, the fallen ones thought that Jesus left his throne in heaven and they might be able to take back the mountain of God, their old house. So they started this war in heaven. But Jesus is everywhere at all times, all-powerful and all-knowing. Jesus can sit on the throne of God and on the throne of earth, die on the cross, live in each of our spirits, go down to hell, conquer death, hell, and the grave, be in the past, the present, and the future all at the same time. Jesus is not limited in any way. He is God. Again, he is God. He is beyond our intellect. Anyway, the obedient angels horribly whipped these fallen angels, and from that point in human history, which we call 0 AD, all the fallen angels were cast out of all of the heavens. They were bound to the physical and spiritual earth only. They no longer have access to the throne. When these fallen ones realized that they were cast to the earth, they pursued Jesus, thinking if they could kill Jesus, that could prolong their eternal destruction. But again, they failed. That's why they're called the fallen angels. And from that point on, their main target shifted from Jesus to now us, Jesus' second born. These fallen angels hate us to the nth degree. These are the ones who are acting like aliens from other planets. They are trying to lie, manipulate, and deceive as many humans as possible. The clock of destruction has started for the devil and his fallen ones. So they know that their time is very limited. So they will trick us in any way that they can. And they have came up with millions of deceptions since the Garden of Eden to try and fool mankind. And one of the biggest ones of this generation is NASA and life on other planets. Aliens are real, but they are not from other planets. Hopefully this helps a little. Read chapters Genesis 1 through 3, 6, Luke chapter 10, John 14, Ephesians 6, Revelations 12 and 20. Y'all have a good day, be safe, and stay away from bad people, because bad company corrupts good character. And always remember, to God be all the glory. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is God. Peace.